Michael Keaton.
Hey Eric, how's it going? How's your day been so far?
It's good, except there's audio buzzing and it's all out of focus, and I'm gonna
Well,
fucking flip a table. I don't know.
yeah, you
Whatever.
didn't come here to fix stuff, right?
I don't want to fix. I'm sick of fixing this shit. I just need to upgrade everything. I need to throw it all out the window and upgrade everything.
There you go.
Whatever. Okay, what's up, man?
I was wondering, do you read any books, Eric? Are you a book reader?
Fuck no.
No?
I don't. I would say I don't have enough time, but honestly, I do that thing where I'll read a whole page and then flip the next page and then go, don't know what I just read, and then I have to go back and reread it, and it's like I don't. The last book I read that really held my attention was The Sun Also Rises, by Hemingway. But that was at a time where I was drinking a lot and reading a lot of Hemingway and reading a lot of Bukowski, and that was not a very bright time in my life. That was a very dark time. If you read Bukowski and drink, you are probably in college, and you are probably very sad.
I would probably agree with you there.
Everyone should try it. I say give it a shot. Roll the dice on Bukowski and drinking. And then just go, my life is hell. Everything is hell. I lose the ponies. We fucked in an elevator. That's my impression of Bukowski. Sorry, do you read books? What book are you reading right now?
I see. When I read like 9 books at a time.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And then never finish really any of them. It's like it doesn't make sense, but it's just like I have books laying all over my room, and then whatever's nearest to me when I sit down, that's what I start reading.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know anyone else that reads that way, but that's the way I've always done it.
What's of like all the books you're reading right now? Of all the books you're reading right now, what are you enjoying the most out of all of them, I guess?
I think right now I've been reading the Song of Ice and Fire series, the Game of Thrones, all that.
Uh-huh.
Those are really good. I saw the TV show and I was like, oh, this is all right. I mean, it's porn with dragons, but that's fine,
Yeah.
But I started reading the books. The books are much better than the show, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's a different medium. It's hard to compare that sort of thing, but obviously both are really successful. But I really like those books. It's such a weird take on that sort of genre.
Mm-hmm.
It's a political fantasy, which is neat.
Yeah,
to me, I think
it's
really
cool. All the stuff I like about that show is, I don't know, the quieter moments and like, oh, everyone's trying to screw everyone over and everyone's like backstabbing. I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Right.
And then all of a sudden there's dragons and White Walkers, and I go, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah. That's and it's not pushed as hard in the books. I think in the books it's I mean, not until like the 3rd book do you really kind of get into, oh, this is being taken as a serious problem. It's definitely throwing that political. And so since I've gotten into the 3rd and 4th book, I've sort of slowed down a bit. But
everyone that I've talked to that read them really liked them, so that's cool.
Yeah.
It's just I don't read books. I don't read comics anymore. I don't read books. I read, I don't know,
scripts apparently.
Yeah.
See, I figured if you'd spent all day reading scripts, I guess that makes sense though. If you spend all day reading scripts and then you get home, it's like, yeah, I don't want to.
I guess I just don't like reading books. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't focus when I read a book. I really don't. Also, it's hard for me to like sit down for an hour in like a quiet place and just go, I'm gonna read this book now, because then I'm surrounded by all the other things I would rather be doing, which is video games and TV and records and all this, and the internet and my cell phone and just every other fucking toy that I have. Reading to me feels like homework still. I'm almost 30 and reading still feels like homework.
Yeah, see, my dad, when I was young, it was like, I wasn't allowed to read comic books, first of all. I didn't even know really what comics were at that age because my dad, for some reason, had this weird ban against comic books. Not allowed to have comic books. And then TV, I don't know. I guess I was grounded so much that I ended up reading a whole bunch, And after a while, I guess it just turned into enjoyable. But
I was grounded so much, I just read books. That's funny. What'd you get grounded for?
Oh, it was always stupid crap like fighting with my sister or staying out too late, It was always, when I was, a kid, it was like, as soon as the street light comes on, you better be inside, Wow. That was the rule. When the street light comes on, you're supposed to be inside. I don't want you playing out. Because we lived kind of near a main street, so it got to where it was, like dangerous on the street.
Jeez. Damn.
To be out.
Huh. How about that?
Just because people were going up and down so quick and not really watching for kids.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. No, I don't. I do not, to answer your original question for the fourth time because I just keep going back to it. No, I don't really read books.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah. I guess that's that then.
Yeah. No problem, man.
My, I guess, alternate question then was, and I haven't gotten through all of the 2013 commentary on the version DVDs, or Blu-rays. But what's your favorite Mega64 episode?
The musical or The Wizard 2. It's really hard to say.
Yeah, I'm torn between the musical myself. The musical is like, there's so many things about it that I just love and adore, and there's just a few parts of it that it's like it kind of breaks it for me. And I just watched that commentary today, and you brought up several of the things that I was like, yeah, that's what I've noticed as well.
Really? Like what? I don't even remember. I haven't seen it in so long.
About how it sort of got like a lot of crude jokes in it, to the point where it wasn't like, if it had just been a couple of them, it would have been like, oh, that's really funny because it's a crude joke in this episode that's not really... Right. But instead, there were so many that it was like, oh, this is just a crude episode.
And it works out that way because when we film so much as in segments. It's like, hey, we're gonna film like this scene. Oh, and a lot of it's improv. Like we have like a really loose script, but we'll film one scene here and then we'll go to another place to film another scene. And we, sometimes you come back to like those jokes, and you don't think about it until you go to edit it all, and you just go, that's a lot of a dick joke or a gay joke that we just did in that episode.
Yeah.
Because those are your go-to, but whatever.
Yeah,
I like this. What's the other episode that you like? It's the musical, and what's the other one that you're torn between?
Well, a lot of version 3, but the Wizard is probably the other one that comes to mind specifically because the Wizard just has so many like really like it's sort of the opposite of that. It has so many like strong hitting moments in it. But I just was able to pick up all the versions with the Blu-ray release. So I don't know if I'm, I've really come to a conclusion on anything yet because I've only seen a lot of the episodes one time.
Yeah, I like. It's cool because there's so much commentary on them that you can go back and watch those versions and see where we were as people in like 2007 and then 2010 and then 2013 and just go, wow, this is we're really different. We are very different people. And I feel like the commentary really, really, really reflects that. And the commentary is always fun because it's not like I go home and I'm like, gonna watch some Mega64 episodes.
Right.
So we make them and we debut them and we watch them, and then it is quickly like, okay, guys, we did it. Move on to the next joke. Move on to the next thing. Move on to the next video. And I feel bad because some of that stuff gets like left in the dust, and it's hard to just like leave them behind. But when we come back for commentary, it's always really fun because you're like, oh, I forgot about this moment, and I forgot about this joke, and I forgot about this show as a whole. So it's fun to see.
Yeah, I think that's something really common for people that work on something like that in general. Because I remember a number of years ago, George Lucas did an interview where he talked about, he's like, yeah, the other day I turned on the TV and Star Wars was on Spike TV, and I was like, oh, hey, I haven't seen this in like 20 years.
Exactly. I mean,
and he just
it's
watched
always
it again.
it's always funny to me, and this is how I feel about all the things that I really like when I'm talking about stuff that I love, like, oh yeah, pro wrestling or like these different TV shows or whatever. It's always really funny when the people that care about it the most are the fans, and the people who make it aren't to that level with it, or give up, like not give up, but move on to like the next thing after they finish it. Like, I love Star Wars. I've probably seen Star Wars more times than George Lucas has.
Yeah.
Because it's not like he's just going to sit down and go, well, it's time for me to watch Star Wars again. He's not going to he made it in like the 70s. I don't like watching shit I made 2 years ago. You think he wants to watch stuff that he made 40 years ago? Hell no.
Yeah.
But people treat it like, well, I can't believe, it's like, well, of course he re-edits. Of course he does. Of course he makes changes. It's like you always find fault in your own work when you go back to review it. There's always a take that can be shorter, or a joke that can be stronger, or a shot that can be cleaner. And so, of course, I understand that need to go back and go, ooh, I gotta fix this. But what sucks is that he fixed it and then like dumped the old ones.
Right. Yeah,
So.
and I think that's something, that's one of the problems he has when he fixes it, is it's like, he's only seen it 3 times in the last 20 years. Mm-hmm. So to him, it's like, he sees it and he goes, oh, well, this can be changed. It's not like it's a big deal to just change this. And
exactly.
But for someone who's watched it, once a week for the last 20
over and
years,
over and over, it's a
like,
big change.
Why would he ever change that? That's
Exactly.
awful.
Because
this movie,
I think that the faults and the weird moments and the things that maybe aren't what he originally intended, I think that's the charm of that stuff. And I'm not even saying necessarily with Star Wars, but probably really anything that's released. There's always the charm of stuff is maybe where it fails or falters, opposed to where it soars and excels. I don't know. You remember funny moments from different stuff where you just go, oh, it didn't quite work. So.
Yeah. I heard someone use that exact same point talking about like singers. Mm-hmm. Is like the most important part of someone's singing voice is where they lack. Mm-hmm. It's like that's something that sticks out to someone more than, they're hitting every note perfectly, but it's like, when you hear the tremble or the part, they whenever they hit this note, they always, and that's what makes it. It's the personal touch. Their voice theirs. Yeah, exactly.
It's the personal touch, and I think that's what people liked about Star Wars. I don't think anybody was going, look, re-release Star Wars, but put in CG dewbacks.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody was clamoring for that. I think people were just going, re-release Star Wars. Why not? Yeah. And so then he did it, but then he put in CG dewbacks and, Han, like Greedo shot first and all that stuff.
Right.
And that the little moments and stuff that you grew to really know and enjoy were just changed. So, but that's when people talk about, Star Wars, I love Star Wars. The Star Wars that I grew up on is the 90s re-release with the CG dewbacks. So when I see that, I get that it looks like shit, but that is the one that I remember as a kid.
Everything's so subjective. Like for me, I grew up watching The Phantom Menace, which, I'll recognize now, it's probably not the best entry in the Star Wars franchise.
Right.
But I remember watching it and loving it as a kid because it was kind of made for that sort of audience, know? As a 7-year-old, it's like, Phantom Menace, that's the coolest movie because...
Yeah. But hey man, go back and watch it again and just go, fuck, because it's they're all really bad.
They're not.
No, they're just not well done. But what are we gonna do? Do we really have to what are we gonna solve? We're just gonna beat the shit out of a dead horse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've already done this.
I hear people complain about it all the time. They're like, "Oh, you should check out this guy. He wrote a really cool idea for how the first 3 movies should have been done." And I'm like,
I hate that shit. I fucking hate it.
Okay,
Yeah.
but they are done. They
are.
been,
Yeah. I don't know. That's why there's a guy. What the fuck's his name? There's a delay in the chat, so I'm going to say his name, and it's going to be wrong, and then people are going to come back and correct it. Max. Oh, fuck. He's a younger guy. He's probably like my age. I think his dad directed the Thriller music video. What the fuck is his name? I want to say Max Keebler, but I'm pretty sure that was like a shitty movie that Nickelodeon produced.
Yeah, that sounds like a That sounds like a Nickelodeon thing for some reason.
What the fuck is that kid? What is that guy's name? Max L? Oh. Whatever. I don't remember. I don't know. Anyway, he talked about well, here's what I would have done with the death of Superman, and here's what I would have done with Dolph Ziggler's push. Max Landis. I think is that his name? I don't know.
It's John Landis was the director.
Yeah. So Max Landis. I think that's his name. Max Landis. Yadinka. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So he talks about his Superman Doomsday videos are dope. No, they're not. I think it's so funny that people just want to hear someone that they agree with, and you're like, oh yeah, why didn't they do it that way? Well, it's already done. So what do you want them to do? Like, you want them to do it again? It's done. It's move on. Move on to the next thing. I think he in particular doesn't do anything for me, and I don't really get it. I don't really get why people are like, yeah, dude, this guy, you gotta watch out for this guy. It's like, okay, yeah, his
Does he make like a series?
No, he just talks to the camera.
Huh.
Yeah.
I
think he's just done it a few times, and that's people are really into it. I think people like to find things that they agree with on the internet. So
yeah.
There you go.
I think people like to find things they get mad about on the internet.
Yeah, that's true. People just want to feel one way or another, I suppose.
Yeah. Like that guy, on Tumblr, I saw someone asked you, they were like complaining about sports for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And it was like, I read that and I laughed because I don't understand what provoked him to send that to you.
It was somebody, honestly, I think he probably just copy and pasted that somewhere else on the internet and sent it to me.
Okay.
I'm sure that's all it was. So, I don't know.
Because it's like, Eric, go fix sports.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to be like, yeah, sports is fucking stupid. It's like, yeah, man, what's your favorite anime?
Yeah. That made me laugh.
Pretty fucking rad. Cool. Well, hey, man, thank you very much for your call. I kept going for a really long time. That was a good call.
Well, thanks. I appreciate you taking it.
Right on, brother. Take it easy. Have a good one. Cool. Yeah, I know Max Landis is a screenwriter, but when he talks about, listen, here's what I do with the death of Superman. I don't know. Grow up. What do you want? What do you want to do? That's like going, here's what I do about the Batman movies. We already did the Batman movies, and then we did them again, and we did them better. So, we did them with other people. I just think, I don't know. He just isn't for me. Okay, I'm gonna take another.